Hey, welcome in. It's Michael Murray with Benzinga, joined today by Dean Skurka, the CEO of WonderFi Technologies. Dean, thank you very much for taking the time. How are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here. Let's get started with a quick overview of your company. What exactly does WonderFi Technologies do?
Yeah, thanks. WonderFi owns, invests, and operates various platforms across the digital asset ecosystem. We have been primarily focused on consolidating regulated crypto trading platforms that operate in Canada. Over the last year and a half, we have acquired BitBuy, Coinberry, CoinSquare, and CoinSmart. And on the back of these acquisitions, WonderFi has the largest platform for digital asset trading in Canada, with over 1.6 million registered Canadian accounts and over $17 billion of lifetime value traded across the platforms.
Fantastic. Now, with your company investing across the digital asset ecosystem, what do you see in crypto and digital assets? What's so promising about this industry? And what would you say makes it so disruptive, too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot to like about the industry. Over the last 10 years, we've seen tremendous growth in terms of relative interest, education, and understanding about the technologies. And of course, from a crypto exchange perspective, volumes and users onboarding. And so we've seen tremendous growth in this industry thus far. We believe the technologies represent meaningful opportunities to disrupt financial services industry and to provide a fair and level playing field for the majority of the globe to invest in these opportunities in a transparent, reliable manner where prior to they would have limited access, if any, to some of these products and offerings in market.
Terrific. Now, Dean, a barrier to wide adoption that crypto has traditionally faced is the ability to actually pay for products. Can you tell us more about your crypto payment business and how you guys are growing that?
Yeah, absolutely. Historically, I believe the main area of focus for people in the digital asset industry has been around trade and speculation. More recently, we've seen an emerging trend around payments, and I think a big contributor to that is education and understanding around digital assets, the emergence of stable coins, and really from a smart pay perspective, which is the subsidiary that we own and operate that is a B2B crypto to fiat payment processor. We believe one of the biggest barriers for growth that has prohibited payments from being predominant in the past the way they are today is the understanding that the end user may have around the abilities of holding digital assets and whether or not they actually want to do that as part of their broader strategy. SmartPay really simplifies this process by allowing merchants to accept digital assets for the goods and services that they offer. But what SmartPay does is it liquidates the digital assets once they are received and ensures that the merchant only receives fiat and the dollar amount that they would expect to have otherwise received less the processing fees. And so in a world where merchants are not in the business of speculating on digital assets or setting up their own wallets or infrastructure to warehouse these digital assets, SmartPay is really providing a integral role in the overall process towards more adoption and the broader use of digital assets for payments by really simplifying that process and ensuring that the end user only receives the fiat that they would have otherwise had received, less the processing fees. We believe crypto payments represents a very meaningful opportunity for long-term growth, and we're very excited that through the acquisitions we've completed, we have a strong foothold in that segment through SmartPay.
Got it. Now, Dean, since combining forces with CoinSquare and CoinSmart, which you mentioned earlier, you've been working to consolidate BitBuy and CoinSquare together. How is that progressing so far?
Yeah, it's been progressing really well. Part of acquiring 4 regulated cryptocurrency trading platforms obviously entailed the integration and identifying and extracting those synergies from an operating and cost perspective to really consolidate our efforts around fewer platforms. And so dating back to August of this year, WonderFi announced that it successfully migrated the users from Coinberry, a platform that we acquired in July of last year, into BitBuy, therefore migrating those users and winding down the Coinberry business. Through that process, WonderFi was able to extract meaningful operational and cost synergies and continued down that path towards consolidation of these platforms through the migration and wind down of the CoinSmart trading business. So today, whereas we have acquired 4 crypto trading platforms over the last year and a half, we operate 2 today. and BitBuy has all of the users from Coinberry and CoinSmart in it. We believe there are significant benefits to the users beyond the benefits from a operational and cost synergy perspective to the business, including more functionality, a better platform with staking available on it as one example, with an order book, and with other functionality that both Coinberry and CoinSmart didn't have. And so as we continue along this path towards integrating these platforms and consolidating our efforts, the next stage of this will be integrating the BitBuy trading platform inside the CoinSquare regulated entity that today is the first and only of its kind in the Canadian market.
Understood. Dean, speaking more broadly too, what trends are on the horizon for crypto in your estimation?
Yeah, it's a great question. Certainly regulation has been, one of the main trends over the last, few years. And you think back to 2022 and some of the issues that took place in the U.S. market, we were really looking to the reaction from the U.S. regulators in terms of establishing that framework and allowing the industry to grow through stabilized and, intact regulation. Beyond that, we've seen growing trends through the adjacent products and services that exist on exchanges globally. Staking would be one example, which allows users that hold proof of stake assets on exchanges to stake them and therefore earn rewards based on the yields that are being offered to do so. And so that's an example of a trend that we believe will continue to grow in terms of its overall size within the BitBuy business. As we consolidate all of these trading platforms, all of those users get the benefit of now being able to stake their digital assets. And we believe staking represents one of the trends within the industry that we're really excited and focused on. Beyond that, we're looking at ways in which we can utilize our regulatory positioning in Canada to continue to roll out the products and services that we believe Canadian participants are looking for. We believe two of those primary products and services that can provide meaningful value to both WonderFi and its users would be margin and derivatives trading. You think about the growing industry for digital assets. Globally, when we look at it, margin and derivatives are two products that have generated significant traction and value to participants globally. Being a regulated business, we are looking at the ways in which we can work with our regulators to balance product innovation and consumer protection to bring these products into the Canadian market under a regulated entity, and ensuring that Canadian participants are safeguarded with using these products and services through a platform like BitBuy or CoinSquare, and really look to broaden the products and services that we offer through that process.
Amazing. Dean, we can't thank you enough for the insights that you've given us, not only about WonderFi and what you're up to, but also about the industry at large. Dean Skurka, CEO of WonderFi Technologies, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.